Have you ever found yourself lying awake all night, unable to get restful sleep, and wondered what might be causing it? While things like stress, caffeine, or an uncomfortable mattress usually come to mind, there's another factor you might not have considered: solar weather. Recent scientific research has revealed an intriguing connection between cosmic events and our sleep patterns. Before diving into its effects on sleep, let's briefly define solar weather. Solar weather describes the conditions and activities occurring on the sun's surface and in space that can impact Earth and its magnetic field. This includes events like solar flares, coronal mass ejections, CMEs, and geomagnetic storms. You might be wondering, how can something happening millions of miles away have any effect on my sleep? It turns out the connection is more direct than it seems. Research indicates that geomagnetic activity can interfere with melatonin production. Melatonin, often called the sleep hormone, helps regulate our sleep-wake cycle. When melatonin production is disrupted, so is our sleep. Geomagnetic activity has been found to affect melatonin secretion, particularly at higher latitudes. Our bodies have an internal clock known as the circadian rhythm, which is influenced by cycles of light and dark. Solar activity can cause small changes in Earth's magnetic field, which may impact our circadian rhythms. Some studies have explored this possible link in the effects of solar and geomagnetic activity on human health. Geomagnetic storms can act as environmental stressors, potentially triggering our body's stress response system. This can lead to increased cortisol levels, making it harder to fall asleep or stay asleep. There are suggestions that these stress responses might be connected to the cryptochrome compass system in humans. Several studies have investigated the link between solar weather and sleep. Research has found that during periods of heightened geomagnetic activity, participants took longer to fall asleep and experienced reduced sleep efficiency. Another study showed that geomagnetic storms were associated with changes in sleep structure, particularly in REM sleep patterns. Interestingly, some studies have discovered that the effects can vary depending on location. Individuals residing at higher latitudes, where geomagnetic activity is more pronounced, may be more vulnerable to these sleep disturbances. Now that you're aware of this cosmic influence on sleep, what can you do? Here are some tips. Stay informed. Keep an eye on solar weather forecasts. Apps are available that can notify you about upcoming solar events that may affect your sleep. The importance of such alerts has been discussed in reports on the societal and economic impacts of severe space weather events. While you can't control solar weather, you can manage your sleep environment. Stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Make your bedroom dark and quiet and avoid screens before bedtime. Consider melatonin supplements. If you're particularly sensitive to geomagnetic activity, consider discussing melatonin supplements with your doctor during periods of high solar activity. There is evidence that supplementation might help with melatonin levels during times of increased geomagnetic activity. Practice relaxation techniques. Meditation, deep breathing, or gentle yoga can help counteract the stress response triggered by geomagnetic storms. These practices can help regulate the body's stress response system, which has been found to be affected by geomagnetic disturbances. Shield your sleeping area. Some people have found that using EMF blocking devices in the bedroom can help reduce the effects of geomagnetic disturbances on sleep. Although more research is needed in this area, it's an approach that builds on existing principles regarding reducing electromagnetic interference. Understanding the relationship between solar weather and sleep isn't just about improving personal rest. It's part of a growing field known as heliobiology, which looks at how solar activity affects living organisms on Earth. This research has important implications for public health, especially as we become more reliant on technologies that can be impacted by solar storms. Some studies have even found correlations between geomagnetic storms and human behavior, highlighting the far-reaching effects of solar weather. As we face challenges like climate change and increasing solar activity in the coming years, being informed about how space weather affects our health becomes even more important. The next time you find yourself struggling to fall asleep, remember that the cause might be something as vast and distant as the sun itself. By staying informed about solar weather through services like FlareAware, you can take proactive steps to protect your sleep and overall well-being. Although we can't control the sun, we can control how we respond to its effects. Stay informed, be prepared, and sleep well.